Hey there, welcome to lesson 2 of our Raising Kind Kids course. We are going to be focusing this whole lesson on the basics, the step-by-step, day-to-day, here's the nitty-gritty, this is what we do. And if you ever get stuck further on and you're like, this is not working, come back to this lesson. This is where you come back, get back to the basics. And we have to do this sometimes for our kids to get back to the basics. So before we jump forward, I want to look back real quick. So in lesson 1, we were talking about building a strong family identity, proof of love activities, getting our kids to connect with us in meaningful ways so that they feel loved and then can give that love to other people and that kindness to others. We were also talking about setting expectations for our kids so they are very clear, they know what we expect from them, they know what we want them to do. So as we move forward, keep building those connections, keep working on those fun, strong family identities, go on more family dates, keep proving your love to your kids, keep doing what is working, find new things that can work. And just keep reviewing those rules often as you're getting in the car, as they're heading off to school, as they're going to grandma's. Remind them of the family rules, have them repeat them back to you often. And then as you see them being kind and you see kindness out there and they're doing kindness and they're speaking with kindness, ask them, pause and ask them, how did that feel? Keep talking about the emotion that's connected with the behavior so that they feel connected. The two line up. Their emotions, they're happy when they are being kind, line up with them doing it. And so they'll continue to want to do it more. Okay, so we are going to be moving from connecting to understanding the basics. So we know that kindness starts at home. We know that kindness needs to be explicitly taught. And we know that it's an active skill. It's something that we can teach our kids how to do. But how do we do that? How do we teach somebody to just be kind? Well, there's a couple things and we're going to go through them all. Today in module 1, we're talking about talking about kindness. It's the simplest place to start. And, it's a good place to start at the very beginning. So we talk about kindness. And when we talk about it just throughout our day, in teachable moments, when we see our kids being kind to one another in the, as they're getting out of the car or in the car. Last night, my eldest daughter offered a cup of water to my youngest who was already in bed. I paused. I'm like, oh, that was such a kind thing to offer that. My other one, without being prompted, said, no, thank you, but thank you so much for offering. And I praised her and I talked to her about it. And I said, this is kindness. This is it, labeling it. So weaving it into our everyday teachable moments in the car, at dinner, when they're, doing homework all together at the table. Talk about it as you go. And one of the simplest ways to do that is to ask our kids, well, what does kindness look like or sound like or feel like? And it's so interesting to hear their perspective because what they're going to come up with is going to be very different than what we think. And asking them, figuring out where their baseline of understanding is really powerful. But most kids will say something along the lines of, it's being a helper. It's helping somebody else when you can. It's being a good friend. It's, using your manners. That's fantastic. It's they won't use the word compassionate, but that's what it is. It's, being sad when your friend is sad or being happy when your friend is happy or when they do something really good, cheering for them. Being an includer, inviting people to join in, being mindful of other people around you, not thinking that the whole world revolves around you. So those things are all what kindness is and what it looks like and what it sounds like. And the more we talk about it with our kids and we point this out, this is kind. This is what kindness is. Labeling it for them. This is a kind behavior. That's amazing. And then pointing out the unkind. Oh, that didn't look so kind. Or I saw that kid laugh and then that kid fall and then everybody laughed. Was that a kind thing? And then walking them through that. Well, what could we have done instead? Oh, you could help them first. And then if they're okay and it is kind of funny and they're laughing too, then we can laugh together. So walking them through some of those moments. Because a couple of reasons why this is so crucial. It kind of changes the message in their head to be hearing about kindness, right? For better or for worse, we're their inner voice. So when we're talking about things that are important, like kindness and showing empathy to the world around them, we're going to be the inner voice that's playing, oh, what should I do right now? And we can help drive their behavior even when we're not there. It helps them through tricky social situations. So when they're on the playground and they're dealing with their friends or their classmates or the bully, how to walk through that moment if we've talked about it and if we've, walked them through, talked them through it, well, what could you do? Well, what wouldn't work? Well, what could work? Talking them through these moments. And then it helps them avoid those tricky situations. So not putting themselves in the same situations over and over again. My son is struggling right now with a couple tricky social situations. And so now we talk about what can you do to avoid those moments? So when you're in those moments, here's how you can handle it. But what can we do to avoid those moments? We talk about it daily because it sets him up to then be kind in other ways. And when we talk about it with our kids again, it's reiterating we value it. If we're talking about it all the time, we value it. And it proves to them over and over again, we expect it. So now I'm saying, great, let's talk about it. You're like, that's great, Nicole, but how do you talk about it? How do you not make it feel contrived? How do you make it feel this natural conversation? I've got your back. There's a couple tools I want to give to you. So the first one is we have these 60 kindness discussion starters, and I'm going to give them to you. And the red ones are all about general kindness, and the green is helpful, and yellow is being mindful of others. Blue is includers, and orange is all about friendship. And what we've done is we've cut them up and we put them in this cute little dollar spot basket from Target, and we just pull one every night at dinner. We pull a couple. How can you show kindness to someone who is being unkind to other people? So we can talk about it. And my husband puts in his input, and I have my input, and they put in their input, and the conversations can really be deep and meaningful and powerful. Who should you not help? What adults should you not help? So you can talk about other bigger moments. How can we show kindness to safe strangers? So interacting with people who take your order, or interacting with a cashier or your mail carrier. These are all safe strangers, showing them how to smile, thank them. Let's see, when a friend upsets you, what can you do? Deeper conversations. Who are your closest friends and why are they your friends? Why do you want to be friends with them? Okay, so these are our discussion starters. We also have books. We use books to our advantage in our house. We collect books, but we have a lot of books, and some of them explicitly are about kindness, and they're fantastic. Others talk about other things like how to stand up to a bully, and we use these books to jump off into conversations. We also use the books that are not so kind. So if your kid is really into certain series, like maybe Junie B. Jones or Diary of a Wimpy Kid, these kids are not the kindest kids in the world. And that's okay. We can use it to our advantage. We can say, oh man, she was really, really unkind to her mom right there. Is that how we talk in our family? What could you say in that situation so that the kindness comes out of your mouth? Or, wow, was he being a good friend in this? Like, was this a good friend moment? No, he lied and he made his friends take all the blame. Is that a good friend? So we talk through, even if it's an unkind character, because those books, they get my kids to read. I don't love the characters, but we can use them to our advantage. Okay, so we also have a couple other things to make it a little bit more fun. We have a Skittles game that we use. This is great if you are leading a group of kids. We can just do this as a family, but you just need a couple Skittles, and you give each person a random color, and then they answer the question to match up with the color they've got. So if they get a red Skittle, they would say, what makes someone a good or true friend? So this one's all about friendship. I have one on kindness that I'm going to give you too. How do you make a new friend? It's just to get the conversation started. I also have one last thing that I'm going to add as a resource, and this is a game that we have. It's called Kind or Trash. Sometimes kids, they know what's not kind, but they can't put their finger on what is kind. And so this is a way for them to help sort them and talk about these moments. So I have a whole stack of these and different types of kindness, manners, being helpful, being a good friend. And so you read it, and if you have a reader, they can read it. Of course you can play with us. Is this kind or is this trash? It's kind, perfect. And so we'll talk about that. Offering to take turns, is that kind or is that trash? That's kind. Taking turns is a kind thing to do. Shh, don't tell her. We talk about, secrets. Secrets can hurt people's feelings because nobody knows if you're really talking about them. This is trash. And we have this little mini trash can we got from the dollar store, and we dump it in. This is trash. We don't whisper secrets in front of people. It's just mean-spirited. Telling other kids what to do. No, this is trash. This is yuck. This is not, we're not going to be telling other people what to do. We're going to take care of ourselves. Picking something someone dropped. That's kind. Helping somebody out. That's awesome. How about, ew, you're gross. That's gross. Ew. No, that's unkind, that's trash, and we put it in the trash can. So I have this game for you. So it's just to get the conversation started in more meaningful ways, and then take it from there. Build it into your everyday. When something happens and your kids come home from school upset, or something is, between your kids, pause and talk about it. How are you feeling about this? What could we do differently? How can we show more kindness? So talking about kindness, labeling kindness and unkindness, pointing it out when you see it on the street. I let the person go in front of me because they needed to get over, and so I was going to make the kind choice. Calling out your own kindness so that your kids can start to see it, recognize it, acknowledge it, they know it. So talk about kindness. In module 2, we're going to move on to a little bit harder of a concept, modeling kindness. They're watching our every move. Even if we don't think they're watching and listening, they are. And it can be so hard sometimes to model kindness. And I'm going to show you a fun couple ways to do it. See you in there.